This is replicating the Georgia O'Keeffe flower in colored pencil. I've done a basic sketch so you don't have to do that, or you can draw your own if you want. And the goal of this is to capture the blending as accurately as possible. So you're not going to ever have just one pencil color in an area. It's going to be more than one. I have enlarged this a bit. So this part right here is going to be yellow, but then it quickly moves into a yellow-green and then into green past that. And I think I pulled the wrong green. Hang on. I did. Okay, so I'm going to blend the yellow-green in, and then the green is next to that, and it's not just the yellow, but it's also going into the green. Then this fades out. You want to pay attention to when things are dark and when they're light. And if we come across, this is some of the pink area, and this is where you're going to have to do some blending also. We're going to start, this is a magenta just as a starting point, and it's darker right there at the edge, but then it feathers out. So what you do is you start going lighter. You see that? Dark at the edge and then go lighter. Now, this is a brighter color than that one. So, I'm going to take gray and go on top of that a little bit. It makes it more complex. It's less like, oh, that's that color from the color pencil kit. And this is the pale rose, and that also blends in a tiny bit. And then if it's not quite pink enough, then we can come back in with pink. And basically you're just playing with color and trying to capture some of what she had. And if you say, oh, that's not right, then you pull out your little eraser and go ahead and pick some of what you've done up again, and then it starts to really look like what you're drawing. The grays are not just solid gray. Some of the grays have some blue in them, some have some pink, some are really subtle. In the center here you can see that there's quite a bit of pink blended in with that. So right here, if I have gray at the tip of that shape, then I fade lighter into the center of that shape, and then I'm going to come in with this color and add a tiny bit of pink, and if that's not enough, I'm going to come in with some actual pink. And let's see if we can rosy that up a little bit. There. That's much more complex than if it was just pink or if it was just gray. And if there's a tiny bit of bright right there at the end, then we're going to hit that with the magenta, and that makes that pop right out. The yellow that's right next to that, right here, I'm going to go ahead and put that solid yellow in there, but then at the tips there's little bits of this yellow-orange coming in, and that is really beautiful. Around the sides you've got some yellow-green coming in right around the edges. And at the edge of this part right here, but it's got yellow mixed blended in, okay? So you don't want to just have one color. Your goal is to have your colors be as complex as Georgia's colors were when she did the oil painting, and only you were using the colored pencils.